Anthony Wayne, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Listen, you put me on the spot with these lights
Hey,
and this camera.
hey.
So, for those who are listening, the December 26er podcast is reaching a new milestone in that we are adding cameras to the mix. So, I feel a different level of pressure.
Listen, you got the makeup, got the dress.
Yes, but we're going to make it happen. But
Yeah,
this is not about me and the dress and all that. This is
right.
about you.
Yeah.
So, tell me, who is Anthony Wayne?
Anthony Wayne. Let's see. It's a God-made entrepreneur, cinematographer, father, passionate guy. Just somebody trying to seek knowledge and make a change in the world.
And I know how passionate you are. A, from the first conversation that we had, like,
Right.
you really love film. Like, you love what you do.
Yes.
And also, then when we got here and just the setup and, like,
Right.
you and your partner get that look in your eye, like, it
Right.
has to be right. Like, that standard of excellence that you don't always see.
Right.
So I know you mean it when you say you're passionate about this.
Shout out to Mitchell Moody behind the
Yes,
scenes,
who's
cameraman.
doing his thing over there
Yes.
behind the scenes.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about it. What does God-made entrepreneur really mean?
Well, for me, you hear a lot, self-made. I'm a self-made entrepreneur. But me, I know without God, like God has led me to this path, so I always like to give him praise first before I say self, It's not really self to me because somebody had to help you.
Right.
Someone had to put you in position. Someone had to give you a thought. And for me, that's God. So
Right.
when I say God-made entrepreneur, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and I think too, there are divine lessons throughout the process that if it were really up to us,
Right.
there are certain paths we would not take, certain
Right.
detours, certain rejections, certain disappointments that really build you up so that when you really make it, when you reach that tipping point, it's like that full circle moment where you're like, okay, now I understand why I had to go through X, Y, and Z.
Right. We can't forget, I come from Jamaican roots. So like DeMarcus said, he saw my Jamaican flag on my Instagram.
Yeah, we need the air horn right here.
No, let me stop. But yeah, that's big for me. My parents are immigrants. They came from Jamaica over here. The culture is like it's real deep rooted for me. Like I remember growing up, Jamaicans have this thing called like the partner, and like I think Africans might call it like susu or something like that. But
Yeah, Susu.
yeah, I would go on these trips with my dad, and he'll like have this money in an envelope. He'd be like, "Yeah, bring it to this lady right here in this house. Don't open it up, just bring it in, and I'll drop the money off." And I'm like,
Like, what
what's
is going on?
And she's like, "Oh, thank you, this, that, and the third." And then like maybe 6 months later, my dad get a wad of cash, like maybe like $10,000 or something. There was so much people in putting this money in this pot, and I'm just like, my parents don't have degrees or anything like that, so I'm just wondering how we getting by, and I started to put the pieces together. I'm the type of person where like if I'm sick, I'm not going to the doctor. My grandma might rub some rum on my chest.
Something with ginger or rum in it for sure.
Yeah, some green tea or something, and I'll be alright. That's my flu shot. So
You're definitely Jamaican. Once you start talking about rubbing rum on your chest,
right. On the
for
feet,
real,
on
for
the
real,
chest, so
yes.
that's where it all started for me.
So you come from a family of hardworking people.
Yes.
Did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur from the beginning, like from the time you were a child?
Oh, most definitely. I think it really started because my brother, he's 10 years older than me. So he had like a paper route. And I was probably about 8, and I would get up 4 in the morning with him to bag the papers up.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had a job since I was 8 working with him. He'll give me like $20 or something at the end of the week. But that's where it all started with my older brother. Like, that's the benefit of having older siblings.
Right.
Because my brother taught me how to drive. I worked with them. Even like my business partner, Mitchell, when we were like 12, we sold candy in school. I worked for Mitchell at that time.
Let me find out.
Mitchell.
Mitch had you on payroll.
Yeah, he had me on payroll, but I've been doing it since then, since middle school. Technically, that's an entrepreneur. We would go to BJ's, Mitchell would get the deal on candy, and we would flood the hallways with candy.
Listen, that hustle of selling snacks and candy, many people, including the producer of this show, is familiar with that.
Oh.
So anyway, okay, but there are a lot of chapters in time, in between there. So did you go to college saying, all right, I'm going to study film, I'm going to be a filmmaker, and I'm going to make this work, and I'm never going to have to work for anybody in my life? Was it like that?
No, not at all. In high school, to me, I think I was a great athlete. You know what I mean?
What sport?
Football.
Okay.
So we come from like a big sports town. Bloomfield, Connecticut is like has a couple of NFL players. For the amount of people that's from our town, like as far as playing college football and in the NFL, we have a good amount of players. So I was real big on sports. That's really was my thing. I knew how to make money, but that was just something I learned from like my father and my mother and working hard and just being around West Indian people. So it was more mainly sports for me. I kind of hurt my knee my senior year. My knee and my pinky, actually. Yes, my pinky. And I don't know. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to go to the NFL or not. It was NFL bust for me.
Okay.
And when I was in the 11th grade, my cousin, he was murdered. He was a smart kid, you know what I mean? He wasn't really into like anything bad or anything. He was like a real school guy. Like he went to Catholic school, he got good grades. So I'm like, you know what? The least I can do is go to school for him. So that really got me over the top. Like let me get this done. I could do it. I could do it for him.
Like a way to honor his
Yes.
legacy because he was a kid that was on the straight and
Right,
narrow.
right. So yeah, went to college. Even then, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like I was into movies and stuff like that. Like I'm the type of guy I would have to watch a movie twice because like I'm looking at how it was shot. I didn't really realize that. I think my mother picked up on me like being real animated and artsy and stuff like that. So I remember let me rewind. I got accepted to Delaware State University, and I had to do a summer program because those SAT scores.
Right.
So that 6-week program changed everything for me. I mean, I never studied that hard in my life. I was still in high school at the time too. I didn't even graduate high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I did the program, and then like maybe it was a 6-week program. Like the 4th week in, then I graduated high school. It was that early.
So they let you come and sort of do this program
Right.
and say, all right, we're going to help you
Right.
get this diploma and then be prepared to start
Right.
your freshman year.
Yep, and I was meeting like the upperclassmen, or they were real cool, and like I felt like I got like mature in like 3 weeks. Like it just happened overnight. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it was in my subconscious that I could do this, cause like my mother was real tough on me as far as like work and stuff. That's all they know is work hard. So then when the 6-week program was up, they like gave you an opportunity to pick your major, and I was gonna go to like accounting because like I feel like they make money,
Right.
And like I like business, but my mom kind of was like, no, maybe you should try like TV production.
So your mom suggested
She
that.
steered me to this. Like my mom, like she knew this was it for me. So thanks, Mom.
Shout out to moms. See,
Right.
moms be knowing. They know.
No, man, I'm telling you.
Okay, so you pick your major,
Yeah.
which is TV production.
Yes.
Then what happens?
All
Like,
right.
how do you actually get experience in the field?
All right. Well, at the time, TV production, like, you needed a minor because I guess people didn't think that was a real thing.
Got it.
So the minor was accounting.
Okay.
But then the next year they were like, oh, mass communications is like blowing up.
That was the thing at the time.
This can be like just one thing. You don't need a minor anymore. So I dropped that minor quick, and we would like go around and shoot like basketball games, do like little like fake news stuff on campus, and
You weren't doing like the and one mixtape type basketball shots where you okay.
Nah. I did that after, guys. But yeah, we would do things like that. But the big thing was when my senior year, I had an internship, and I had the opportunity to go to Italy and shoot documentaries.
Wow.
In Rome, on like the Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, the Vatican. Like that's when I knew like this is what I want to do.
That's major.
Yeah. But there's something else that comes with that. So I had the opportunity to go to Italy, or I could have went to this conference in Cali. And they National Black Journalism Conference, and I didn't have money to do both, so I chose the internship in Italy.
Okay.
All my friends went to Cali, all my classmates, and when they came back, they all got jobs at ESPN. All of them got hired, every last one of them.
So you were still in the States when they went. You just didn't have the money to do
Yeah,
both.
I
That's
didn't
what's
have the
going
money.
on.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
like,
chilling back at home.
yeah,
They all fly out to Cali,
mm-hmm,
go to this conference,
right,
interview or whatever,
right,
network politic, and they all come back with job
yep.
offers. So you're still going to Italy,
Yeah,
right?
I went to Italy.
Were you back yet,
We
or
came back kind of like at the same
okay?
time. So they came back. Oh, yeah, we got jobs at ESPN. ESPN's in Connecticut,
Right, that's
where I'm
home turf for
from.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're from New York, Baltimore, DC. They're like, yeah, we all got jobs. I'm just like, I think I made a mistake.
So did you immediately think you made a mistake, or were you like, well, let me see what I can make pop now that I'm home?
Well, no, because when that happened, this was like right before graduation. So like, graduation, the day of graduation, I was pissed. I was just there angry.
Right.
And my aunt's like, oh, what's wrong? I graduated. And I'm like, I know I'm about to hit the real world now. Like, and I don't have a job. What if I just went to Cali? I would be, you know what I mean? So that's where, like, I didn't know what to do. I questioned everything at that moment. So when I graduated, I found a job at Enterprise. I thought it was a manager trainee position.
Okay.
But it was a car rep. I was cleaning cars.
Okay, so let's pause. So you come back from Italy, your friends get these jobs, like coveted jobs at ESPN. If anybody knows anything about trying to get into television,
Yes.
the fact that even multiple people got offers is amazing to me, right? At the same conference, from the same place, all your friends. So that in and of itself, like, it's like they took them as a unit, and then you're a part of the unit, but you were left out.
Yes.
You go to Italy. Do you have footage when you come back, like a portfolio or something?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, so you have stuff.
Yes.
So were you applying to other places, but just not getting any bites?
They actually told me, yeah, we could talk to, I don't put her name up, but we could talk to this woman and she'll help you. We told her about you, and we actually got on the phone, spoke, but like she was giving me the runaround.
Got it.
And it never happened. I mean, as I was like working at Enterprise cleaning cars, we would email back and forth, and it just wasn't working. So I was cleaning cars for $8.85 an hour.
Oh my gosh. What were your friends making at ESPN? Do you know?
Maybe they were like production assistants, so maybe like 13, 14.
Right, not that much more, but the experience that
the
they're
experience,
getting, right?
They were, oh, I just saw Stephen A. Smith today, and I'm like, oh man. The crazy thing is, at Enterprise, I worked at the airport. I would see those guys at the airport, but I'm cleaning cars, and they're behind the scenes
Oh my
with the camera.
gosh.
So
Okay,
I
so
was upset.
of course, like you're making $8.85, and probably if you were making $8.85 within your field, it would have felt better, right? You're investing in yourself, you're getting an experience. But no, you're making $8.85 to like vacuum cars out and stuff,
The nastiest thing.
and then like doing the walk around to check the damage.
Right.
Okay, how long did you do that?
4 years.
4 years.
And out of those 4 years, I think my pay got up to like 9, 10.
Oh my gosh. So you got a 25-cent raise.
It. I mean, during the mix, because like I could tell you right now, maybe like 2 years in, I was that guy who was like trying to call people for like pyramid schemes and stuff like that.
Oh gosh.
So like I called Mitchell one day, my partner, like, hey man, I'm in this thing, you know, I just need your help if you sign up. He's like, what is it? I'm like, I just need you to watch this video. He's like, pyramid scheme. I'm like, you don't even know what it is. You have to watch it. Pyramid scheme. I'm just like.
But you're just trying to supplement your income, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to. I could have done anything. Anyone offered me any type of dream, I would have took it because I was hurt.
Yeah.
So those pyramid schemes didn't work. Let's just say that. And one day I was just cleaning cars, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna swipe this credit card that I got in college. So let's rewind. My freshman year of college, I was hungry, starving one day.
They got you with like the free T-shirt and everything.
Well, this is exactly what happened. Right in front of pizza, it said free large pizza.
Oh
if
God!
you sign up for this credit card.
It never fails.
You know me. I'm like, oh, free pizza. So I signed up, and I was like, he was like, you don't have to you could cut it up when it comes in the mail.
They always tell you
Yeah,
that.
you don't have to sign up. This is just, sign your name, you get the pizza, and that's it. And the card came in the mail. My mom told me, hey, there's a card here for you. My mom likes to shop. So she was just like, but she knows me. She knows I'm smart with money. So she was like, hey, there's a card here. Maybe you should use it, build your credit. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
So she sent me the card. And I did good. I had like a work study job on campus. And like I would get food and gas. I drove my car to school. So I was like on top of it.
But you were paying the bill. You weren't like
I was
most
paying the
college
bill.
students who
No.
were like free money and just racking up all this credit card debt. So
I
you
paid
started
the
in a
bill.
good place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I think most people won't agree with me, but credit cards to me have been my best friend. So we could fast forward. So like that was like my first credit card at 18. So I realized, I have this credit card.
That probably had a limit that was increasing over the years.
Right.
Okay,
I
so you
never
got
checked
some
it.
available credit. Okay.
Yeah. So I checked and I was like, I got 1,500, credit line on here. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a MacBook and a DSLR camera. These new cameras that were coming out that I saw, and I'm just gonna try my luck. So I swiped for 1,500. I maxed it out. And there wasn't no doubt in my mind I was going to pay it back. I paid it back in a year. So, like, that was, like, the first time I really felt like I had control.
Yeah.
I was going on interviews. Nobody was hiring me. I had the portfolio. Nobody cared. That moment, I was like, I have control. So, I bought the camera, and I started calling people. Like, hey, I have this camera. I want to, shoot some things, get my name out there. So people are, all right, yeah, just, whenever you're ready, call us. So my friend Shay, her god sister was getting married. My god sister's getting married. She doesn't have a videographer. I didn't give her a gift, so maybe, for practice, you could shoot the wedding and we can give it to her as a gift together. I'm like, damn, I didn't even really pick up this camera.
Did you turn it on, figure out how to work
No,
it? Because at that point, DSLR was new, so it's not like equipment you were familiar with.
Right.
Okay.
Right, not at all.
And then, okay, let me ask this though, because if you've been to a major event, right? I've been to weddings, I've been to galas. It's always more than one camera.
Right.
So how are you going to work this without the lights and all that
that's
stuff?
What I was thinking. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this. She's like, just do it. It's practice. And then I'm like, well, all right, yeah. It's not like she's paying me for it.
True.
So
it's a
she
gift.
can't be upset. So I accepted the challenge. And I shot the wedding. I edited the wedding. If I look back at it from the weddings that we do now,
You might cringe now, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. We'll get to that.
But one camera. You shot this wedding. Okay.
Handheld. No tripod.
How did you keep it steady? Because, I see the shoulder joints and all that stuff.
I don't know, man. It was
Okay.
rough.
All right.
8 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
And something happened at that wedding, though. I met this guy, this black photographer. His name is Keith Clater. And I'm like, I've never seen a black photographer in my entire... Like, I didn't know they exist. So I saw him, and I'm asking him, like, hey, you do this full-time? Like, just asking him questions. He's like, yeah, this is, like, my full-time job. I'm like, how?
Right.
Like, he was like, I've been in corporate America first, and then, like, I took the leap. And I'm like, like, that changed my whole mindset. Just seeing him and his wife, these two black couple together shooting this wedding. And then I didn't really have my business skills up, but I was like, hey, how much are they paying for this?
So you just asked him?
I just
flat
asked
out?
him. They're like, how much? And he was like, all right, don't ever ask anybody that. But he told me the number, and I'm telling you, it was literally what it would make at Enterprise. It would take me 6 months.
6 months.
6
He was
months.
making for one wedding.
One wedding.
So that's when the light bulb went off.
That's
for you.
when it went
okay.
off. I said, I think I did the right thing. And this was in 2010.
Okay.
He was making a lot of money.
So 2010, you find out that someone for taking pictures is making what is going to take you 6 months of like scraping gum off the carpet in the car to make. But did you say at that point, I'm taking the leap, I'm just doing this? Or were you like, let me build my portfolio?
I'm taking the leap. After that, I started going to everybody in sight. Brandon Frame, the Black Man Can. I found these people, and the real thing was I met these sports trainers or like gym trainers, whatever you want to call them. I started doing work for them, and for free. I wasn't really thinking, like, I didn't have no business sense at all. Like, everybody, make sure you know your pricing, make sure you know your worth, because I did these videos for these guys, and I'm seeing their business grow, like, because of me. Like, more people are wanting to work with them. They're coming into their gym, and like, the thing was, I bartered service. I said, if you like let me work out here, I'll do the videos. Like, I don't know what I was thinking.
So many young entrepreneurs do this, and I don't mean young in age. I just mean young in the business, where you just want the exposure, you want the experience, and people love to barter. And I'm not saying that it's not worthwhile in some relationships and in some situations, but you really have to stop and like calculate, like, what's the value of my service versus the value of their service? Because you might be in a situation where if you just paid me, I could pay to work out at your gym and I'd still have a surplus of money. But I digress, right?
Absolutely. So I was doing that for a while. Then, like, so in this gym, there's all different types of trainers.
Okay.
So this other guy, he came up to me and was like, hey, man, your videos are amazing. How much do you charge? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just staring at him with this blank stare. And he's like, look, I want you to shoot a promo video for me. You go back, give me a price, and we'll discuss and see if it works. I didn't really do any research. I was just so happy. I was like, let me think of a number that's just a lot to me.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, maybe my work check. Like, let me see. He's going to say no.
So you just said whatever you were making at Enterprise for a week?
Like, for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, okay.
All right, came back. I was like, $600. And he was like, all right.
Quick.
He went to his wallet. He wrote a check. He shook my hand. He wrote a check. He's like, all right, now I need a contract. I'm like, contract? I never.
Right.
So then I had to go back home and make a contract. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do some research. I'm going online, seeing how much. Let me actually look and see for what I'm doing. Like, I'm shooting it and I'm editing it. Those are two different fees I'm starting to realize. And like, I probably could have made like $1,300.
Right, because here's what I'm wondering. You already asked photography man at the wedding what was he making for that day.
Right.
And he told you
Thousands.
6 months.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thousands, yeah.
So 6 months is what? 6 times 4, that's 24 weeks of salary,
Look,
right? Then this man asks you,
right.
what are you going to charge me? And then you only say 2 weeks of salary. You didn't connect the dots there?
I wasn't thinking.
I know it's hard when you're on the spot.
Yeah. It happened on the spot. I got nervous. So, whatever. Did it for $600. Video came out great. And then he wanted to do more work.
Okay.
So, the trainer guys that I worked with found out I got paid. So, they came up to me and said, hey, if it wasn't for us, you would have never got this opportunity. We deserve like a 10%.
They wanted a kickback?
They wanted money from me.
Okay, tell me you didn't give it to them.
Nah,
that's
when
where you drew the line.
Yeah, that's where I drew the line. I was like, you know what? I don't want to barter services no more. This, that, and the third. Let's just like do it for money purposes. The relationship got kind of shaky, but I must admit, like, they introduced me to Brandon Frame. You know, they introduced me to a lot of people that I probably would have never met. So I can't be mad at them, but they kind of crossed the line to me.
You can't be mad. However, that's a byproduct of being a client of somebody.
Right.
If you're happy with the work, you refer. That's what you do. That's how businesses are built.
Right.
So still, shame on them.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you should be mad, but I mean, come on now.
Yeah, they probably gonna hear this, but I was wrong.
And I'm saying, shame on you.
Right,
but anyway.
Right. So so now I'm building some momentum in my area, and I'm shooting like parties. And1 mixtapes type basketball.
And1 mixtapes were fly though back then. I worked at Foot Action in high school, so it was cool.
It wasn't N1, but like little basketball leagues in the area I would shoot.
Like Champion Sneaker mixtape. It wasn't like N1, but you know.
Like Kemba Walker came down a couple times. Got some footage of Kemba, UConn players. I'm in Connecticut. So that was cool. And then, I'm still like, things is off and on. I'm not making that much money still.
And are you still at Enterprise?
I'm still at Enterprise, but like, I'm getting tired of it, and I'm getting tired of the things that I'm shooting. Like, it didn't really have substance to me. So I'm thinking, like, what can I do? So, like, it was crazy. We were at work one day, and like one of my coworkers were like, "Man, she looks good for a dark skinned woman." Like, he
Oh
said that, and I'm like,
gosh.
and then like it was like this back and forth commotion with this girl and this guy at my job. Like, oh, what you mean she look good for a dark skinned woman? Like, you know, it was like a big commotion. I was thinking, okay, like people in my age range, I don't think this is something like we talk about on a big scale. Or like one time I met someone who told me like, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican, and I was just like,
Okay.
and like she was like, as black as my pants. So I was kind of confused. So in my head I was like, you know what? In the Caribbean community, like this is like a big thing.
Right.
So I was like, let me talk about this.
And what year was this?
This was 2013.
Because it's important to make that distinction. I think
Yeah.
people now know,
Right,
with
it's
all
a
the
big
viral
thing now.
stories about
Right,
bleaching within
right.
African and West Indian
Right.
communities and all this stuff. But back then, it wasn't being
It wasn't.
discussed
I
as
did my
much.
research. I didn't see it online like that. I was like, maybe I could shoot like a series. So I came up with this series called Color Struck. And I was, you know, my mom was giving me ideas on it, and like, I was like, all right, let me do this. So one of my friends who works at BET, just to fast forward, one of my friends who work at BET, like he caught wind of it. And he was like, hey, I have some people you could interview here. And I was like, oh, okay. So they heard my idea. I interviewed like his supervisor, some people who worked there, and they're like, hey, if you finish this, you know, maybe we could like help you out.
There might be some opportunities
Right.
there.
So in my head, I was thinking, all right, I'm still broke. How long can I do this for? Like they wanted me to shoot like 6 or 7, like a full package, and it's just me by myself.
Right.
So I got a little discouraged, and I was just like, all right. So I kept trying, but I got a call from this job that I work at right now, State of Connecticut, Department of Transportation. And when I tell you that call came, I don't know if y'all remember this episode of Fresh Prince. You remember when Jeffrey thought he won the lotto? And he was like,
Yes, he was like, I quit.
I quit.
Yes.
I quit. Like, that's...
And he dropped the vase.
I
Yes.
called everyone and said, don't call me for video. I quit. I'm done. Like, I got this job. They told me to pay. I never made this type of money in my life.
Yes.
I quit. I didn't want to do it anymore. I dropped video.
Okay.
For 3 years.
All right. So there are two things that I think were at work here. One of which you already touched on, right? Stability.
Right.
And if you're someone who has been struggling in your craft or like a job that, you know, if you're underemployed, a job you're overqualified for, and somebody offers you a significantly higher salary and not to mention benefits if you work for the state, right?
Right. Yes.
Good situation.
Yes.
People might listen to this and say, well, how do you go from being so passionate and having meetings with BET to this? But they don't understand what it is to have instability.
Right.
And you're fighting for your craft,
Right.
but it's not really happening in the time frame that you needed to. And you've been cleaning cars at this point
Yeah.
for 4 years, right? 4 years.
Yeah.
So you see that and it's like, you know what? That all is cool, but the stress and anxiety that comes with it, like, I'm done. I understand that. So I think that was happening on one side. But do you think subconsciously it was a little bit of fear too? Like a major network saying, we want to see what you can do
I thought
here?
they were gonna see and be like, oh, this isn't good. Like I was actually hoping for a way out.
Yeah.
And then but at the same time, I was hoping for a good job too. So, I mean, look, I had dreads at the time. I got that job. I cut my hair myself.
You went right into corporate mode.
I didn't care. I changed completely, and something was happening, but it led to this moment right here. So I got this job. I called everybody. Told them, look, don't call me no more. I'm done. People were kind of disappointed that I didn't finish Color Struck. Like, oh man, I was looking forward to your little series, but I didn't care.
And you were ahead of the curve at the time.
Yeah.
So
and,
you were.
And all my friends who worked at ESPN quit. They hated ESPN.
So it wasn't even a good environment.
No, they
and
all quit.
That's another thing people don't understand. All these entertainment jobs look so glossy on the outside. And if you know the inner workings, many of them don't pay that well.
Right.
Entertainment, there are a lot of people who work in it, but it's a small percentage at the top who are making all the real money.
They were telling me this.
Yeah, so there's that. The environments can be hostile, toxic, and just not what you think it should be.
No
and you don't know
off.
it until you get into it.
Working holidays.
It's not for the faint of heart.
7 days a week. and still getting paid pennies.
Yeah.
They actually admired me doing what I was doing
Of
on my
course.
own. They were like, man, I wish I could do what you were doing. So, like, I think God was like, if I would have worked at ESPN out the gate, I don't even know if I would even be doing this right now.
Right.
So, but like I said, I quit for 3 years, and at my job, I started, like, getting into, like, stocks and investing and stuff, because I'm like, I make some money now. Like,
Yeah.
let's get the portfolio
Let's get the portfolio
going.
popping,
Let me
right?
get my hands in some things. So, started doing some research. Like, my supervisor, like, he's real big on stocks, so I would be with him a lot, and, like, he bought, like, Amazon stock when it was like $100.
Oh man, the foresight.
The thing is, he sold it at 300, so now it's like 1800.
Right.
So, but like, just seeing those types
Right.
of things, I was like, I gotta put my hands in this game. So, my portfolio is pretty good.
Looking nice.
I called up some friends and I asked them, like the partner. I was like, hey, we should all put our money in this pot and buy stocks every month. I asked 6 people. Only one person said, I'm with it. My friend Justin. So we do that to this day. Like, every month, we'll take, like, whatever we have, and we'll put it in this pot, and then, like, he'll choose a stock one month, and then another month I'll choose a stock.
Okay.
So then, getting my hands wet and investing in life insurance and just reading up on things. I remember my mother, she gave me a Rich Dad Poor Dad when I was 18. So, like, I skimmed through the book, but then, like, I went back to it and was like, all right, eventually I got to get my hands in real estate. So, one day Mitchell calls me, my business partner right now, and he goes, yo, I see this house in Philadelphia for pennies for where it is, and it's in a booming neighborhood. Like, it was like 12 a.m. I'll never forget. He was like going crazy. Like, we just need this amount of money, and I can buy this house. It's like 4 of us or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I have the money. I invested it. Bought the house in Philly. And so now I'm like, I have stocks. I got a house. I'm 25.
You
I'm
on your
26.
grown man. Yeah.
I'm like, video.
Who cares about that right now?
They're not getting paid doing that. But I am watching it here and there, and like, I'm seeing it grow. So I'm like, dang, like 2-3 years into work, I'm like, this work is getting kind of tiring,
Monotonous.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling it, tedious. Like, I learned it so fast. I was like, the pay is good, the benefits is good, but this is not really what I want to do. I do love my job now. Let's
put that out there, because you still are in this job.
There, but it's not my passion. So then Mitchell calls me again.
Mitch is like all up and
He's
through,
just
man.
knocking on
Yes.
the door. So he calls me again and goes, hey, I'm about to have a son. So I'm like, oh, wow, congratulations. I was wondering if you could take pictures for my baby shower. Mitchell, I don't do pictures anymore, video. No.
So you were literally adamant about this, like, that's behind me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to do it. My son, he kind of asked me again. I was like, you know what? I could do it for him. The baby shower came, and like Mitchell's little brother, his friend came, and he bought a camera too. I still have my old camera from 2010.
The old joint, which in technology terms is ancient.
Yeah,
yes.
Ancient. So he came in with this new technology, softbox, nice new camera, and like I could see Mitchell looking at him like, maybe this guy should be taking the pictures. I kind of felt some type of way. I was like, who's this young guy think? This is...
Little ego was rising up too.
Like,
yeah.
Someone comes in with equipment, you kind of look and see, but I didn't care. I brushed it off. I'm like, he don't have no pension though. You know what I mean?
My retirement portfolio he might not have that. Yes.
That's not guaranteed. But he don't have it. So I was, trying to find some ways to make myself feel better. Took the pictures for him. That was that. A couple weeks later, Mitchell comes back. Hey man, I'm wondering, I want to take like video and pictures of my son growing up every day. I want to do this like montage of my son. What camera should I get? I'm like, you got the iPhone 7, man.
It works.
Yeah, this is a good phone. Like, you don't need to spend money on this camera. He's like, I do. Like, I wanna make sure this means a lot to me. This is Thanksgiving now. 2016? 2017? 2016. I'm like, all right, I'll come meet you to Best Buy. So we go to Best Buy.
You think he's setting you up? Like in
I don't
hindsight now, you
know.
feel
I
like he
don't
was trying to
know.
pull you out of your
Maybe
cave?
he was on
Okay.
something.
So you go to Best Buy.
And like I'm playing with the cameras, and I'm like a kid in a candy store all over again. Like, oh wow, the new technology. I haven't played with cameras in so long. And Mitchell's like, I could see him looking like, yo, I think we need one of these. I'm like, no, we don't. This is like $1,200 or whatever. So to speed it up, Mitchell convinced me. He was like, why'd you stop doing your video thing? I was like, man, I didn't have help. I really, it was just me. He was like, I want to get into this. I want to help you. He really convinced me. He wanted to help me. So I was like, you know what? He was like, you helped me with my real estate dream. I want to help you with your film.
Which
your
is a real friend right there.
Friend,
yes.
Real friend, man. Like, to this day, like, yeah, I could tear up right now, but he really wanted to help me. So I was like, you know what? Fine. So he was like, all right. So we bought these cameras, right?
How much did you spend at Best Buy?
Hold on, here it goes.
Okay.
They was $1,200, right? Mitchell's an engineer. I'm like an engineer.
You're doing all
myself.
right. Yeah.
You're doing all right. Cool. So then we get the cameras, right? And Mitchell sees these other cameras, and he goes, I don't like that. We need that camera. We need this camera. Like, if we're really gonna do this, we need this camera. So then we return the cameras, right? We walk out of Best Buy spending $8,000.
Each or together, total?
Together.
Okay, but still, $8,000.
$8,000.
You really let Mitch hype you up that day, for sure.
I don't spend like that. Like, I'm not like, I swiped for, the Mac and but like, he was just like, we need this. So that's when Tailor Made was born. Like, that
Your
moment.
company, Tailor Made Visual Productions.
Yeah.
So you've been now doing cinematography, and we should make clear that Mitch is your partner.
That's my business partner.
Yes, your business partner.
Yep.
So now you have this whole company around cinematography, but you still do your day job.
Yes.
Right. Which we've brought this up on the show before.
Right.
It's also commendable because people try to say, like, if you're an entrepreneur who still has a job,
Right.
that you're not really about it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
for some people, there's something to be said for doing both, which is a dance and a juggle.
Listen,
It's not a game to have a full-time job and do something else as well.
I take pride in it. I mean, it gives you leverage. Because every month, let's just be honest, you're not making the same amount.
Peaks and
every
valleys.
month. So people could put on a show online, and like we talked about before, people show you what they want.
Right, social media, that facade that people put out.
Right. So so that happened, and I'm like, all right, so we got these cameras. And I'm like, all right, what are we gonna do? So I actually saw an ad in the newspaper now. Some people, look online.
Right.
My mom saw this ad. My mother saw this ad, and she gave it to me, and she was like, oh, there's a wedding expo, right? Maybe you guys should. She kind of gave me the idea, like, do something, like call them or something. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do like a video for them for some content because I couldn't show the old content.
Right.
I wanted to change the brand. I told Mitchell, if I'm gonna do this, no rap videos, no models,
No mixtape rappers. You weren't doing that anymore.
No models, none of that. I want something clean. I want something with substance. So I'm like, we gotta start building content again. I reached out to this I can't really say the name because I had to sign an NDA.
Sure.
But, so I asked them, hey, can I shoot your expo, just for content? And they were like, sure. And then they also told me, we'll give you a booth in exchange. They thought I was asking for money. I was going to do it for free.
You were just going to do it off the strength for the exposure. But now they're offering you an opportunity to market your services as well.
That changed everything.